for your life. Are you holding on to an old cell phone? Well, it might be worth some money.
You can actually trade it in for credit on a new phone, but for some reason, a lot of people don't do that. A survey by sellcell.com shows more than half of Americans say they have 2 or more unused cell phones.
Customers are not turning their devices in because they really don't know what they can do with them. And there may be the security factor with that, about not knowing what they can do with their devices, what their monetary value is.
1 in 5 say they don't trade in their phone because they're worried about the personal information stored on it. But there are ways to get rid of that info.
One thing that we like to make sure that we're educating them on is how they can do a security wipe on their devices and bring their device back to manufacturer settings. So what that means is it clears all the content and data off the device.
It takes just a few simple steps, and it's similar from phone to phone.
Similar based on the operating system, whether it's an Android operating system or an Apple operating system, but they're all very similar.
Once you've wiped out the data, you can see if your phone is worth any money.
It really does vary on the cost and the condition of the device. So we do appraise the device, and again, year and model do make a difference. However, another thing that people do not know is that Verizon does accept devices from all carriers.
You can donate phones that don't have any trade-in value. There are a lot of organizations that want the cell phones that you don't need anymore.
Hopeline is a Verizon organization in which we take and refurbish phones and donate them to victims of domestic violence and help them get airtime on those devices. If the device is unable to be refurbished, we then recycle them and use those monies, and we contribute those to nonprofit organizations that help in the same cause.
Now, the fact is some of the older banged-up phones probably aren't worth much at all, but some websites are offering more than $250 for an iPhone 4S 16 gig that is in good condition.
But if you are leery of buying and selling online, your best bet would be to go to a cell phone dealer, a place like Radio Shack, and have them appraise it.